Hello, fourth grade scientists. This week we will study, create, and compare the life cycles of organisms. Some objectives to consider. Organisms undergo similar life processes and have structures and behaviors that help them survive within their environment. You will explore, illustrate, and compare life cycles in living organisms such as beetles, crickets, radishes, and lima beans. Let's talk about some vocabulary you'll hear. Life cycle. That is an organism's stages of life. All animals and plants go through a life cycle. And those look different, obviously, and those are the ones we're going to explore. Metamorphosis. A big change in appearance that some species experience. Offspring. That is an organism's young. Reproduce is to make offspring, and molt is to shed skin. Let's begin with plants. A tomato, this is its life cycle. It begins as a seed, it grows into a young plant, that plant grows into a mature plant, and then you have a flower, and that flower will give off fruit. Now it's important to note that the life cycle of an organism always starts with the creation of something new. So this seed, that's the beginning of a tomato's life cycle. Similarly, a bean. We've got the seed, the sprout, the seedling, and then here you see the mature plant. And what's interesting about a lima bean is that as the plant grows, you have these little bean pods right here, and the bean that you actually is inside. A radish, seed, sprout or seedling, and then it grows into a mature plant that some people like, not me. Now let's talk about animals. There is something called complete metamorphosis. Insects grow in distinct stages from egg to adult. Their metamorphosis can be classified as complete or incomplete. There are 4 distinct stages in complete metamorphosis: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Larvae leave their eggs and eat and eat. They grow and molt. When a larva is ready, it enters the pupa stage. In this stage, the larva undergoes massive changes as it transitions into an adult. Examples of some of these are ladybugs, mosquitoes, mealworms, houseflies, and butterflies. So let's see an image of that. Here you go. You have a butterfly, starts off as an egg, and by the time it's done with its life cycle, it is a butterfly. And because when it comes out of the egg, it's a larva, it has gone through complete metamorphosis. It looks nothing like when it came out of the egg. Similarly, a beetle starts off as an egg, changes into a larva, here's its pupa, and here's it's an adult. Complete metamorphosis, it's changed. Ladybug. And then we have a leopard frog right here. Egg, tadpole, froglet, adult frog. Now, let's discuss incomplete metamorphosis. The prefix in, which means not, tells us that it's not complete metamorphosis. What does that mean? Well, in this case, there are only 3 stages usually, and it goes from egg, nymph, and adult. The reason that it's incomplete is that when the nymph emerges from the egg, it looks very similar to the adult version. They just molt and change, so they'll keep growing and they will be a lot bigger and more developed than when they first came out, but they won't be completely different. So let's look at an example of that. A dragonfly starts off as an egg. When it emerges from the egg, it's this small dragonfly, and then as it continues to develop, it will be this adult butterfly with wings, developed wings. Similarly, a grasshopper starts life, the creation of something new, right here as an egg. When it hatches, it's a little nymph. It'll molt. Remember, we talked about that. It sheds its skin, and then it'll continue to shed skin and grow till it is an adult grasshopper. Here's an example of an animal that does not start off as an egg. It starts off as a tiny little polar bear that grows and grows. So this similar life cycle to humans, that they grow, they're small, but they don't go through any metamorphic change. So now let's talk about your assignment for this week. It is due April 26th, and remember, you're going to turn it into Google Classroom. What you're going to do is you're going to research a life cycle of any organism that interests you. You'll place the first stage, second stage, third, or fourth. You'll be including images and descriptions of the life cycle. If you want to click on this link, it will take you to an NISD Google site that has lots of information of different types of animals and all their life cycles. Thanks, and we can't wait to see your creations. Bye!